Hi everyone, today we're going to be looking at this Cherry STRAIT 3.0 for Mac corded keyboard. Okay, so today we are looking at the Cherry STRAIT 3.0 for Mac. Okay, so let's take a look at the box. One thing that you find with most Cherry products is basically it shows you exactly what you're getting on the box. Generally the image is usually to scale. And as you can see, it looks like it's got a metallic design and then the white keycaps. It does seem to have a foldable open area so you can actually see it, and yes, as you can see there, you can see the metallic metalwork there as well as the white keys. You've also got the Cherry logo on the box there, so it looks pretty good. You can actually see what you're getting. Would have been nice to have a little cutout so you could actually feel what the keys were like before you purchased, but other than that, that looks pretty good. Let's have a look. On the top of the box it says Cherry on the sides, which is always good with Cherry products. It actually shows you what the keyboard will look like from the side view, so you can actually see it's quite thin. The other side you've got your barcodes, and on the back it basically tells you what it is with the obviously Cherry logo at the top corner, and then it tells you all about the different functions on there. You've got it in different languages as well. Okay, let's open this up, see exactly what we've got. So it looks like it's got a plastic insert and everything's in there. Inside the box, is there anything else? No. So all you've got is basically what you see. It looks like you've got your keyboard there. That's the first thing. It's got a nice bit of weight to it actually, considering its size. And then you've got your manual there. The manual itself looks like it's all in black and white, and you've got a few different languages in there as well. Okay, as I said before, you've got that metallic design of the actual base of the unit, and then you've got your keys. Let's have a quick listen to what the keys sound like. They sound pretty good. Spacebar's a little bit more rattly. So it gives you a rough idea. So yeah, the spacebar would have liked that stabilising a little bit more so it didn't have that rattle to it. But the other keys are very quiet and they're pretty good. So I can't complain there. Like most Mac keyboards, it's slightly different than a Windows-based keyboard. So on these you've got your control key at the bottom left, as well as control key there, which is very similar to a Windows keyboard, but then you've got option keys and then your command keys instead of your Alt and Windows key. But otherwise the keyboard's pretty much the same. You've got all your different obviously function keys at the top up here for play, pause, forward, back, volume and different things like that. It looks like you've also got brightness on there as well and different things what you may use. But otherwise, let's have a look at the rest of the keyboard. You can see how thin it is. It's near enough like a razor blade. It is that thin, or a piece of paper. It's really thin, so that's pretty good. The side, hard to see from here, but again it's not very thick at all. On the bottom you've not got much. It just says Cherry and obviously the model number, and that's it. It does have 4 rubber grips at the front. It's slightly raised at the back, but there's no rubber on the back, so that's gonna make it slip a little bit on the back end. So yeah, if you put a little bit of pressure on the back end, it does slip. But on the front end, it doesn't. That's because there's no rubber grips on there, and it is not adjustable, so there's not height adjustable at all. So you're gonna obviously struggle a little bit if you're wanting it at an angle. It doesn't come with any form of adjustment or feet in the box. Okay, first of all, the actual size of this item. The cable itself is roughly 1.6 meters long, so that's 160 centimeters. So it's got a nice bit of length to it. The keyboard width-wise works out at 44 centimeters, height-wise comes out at just a fraction over 16. Bear in mind there is no wrist rest or palm rest or whatever you want to call them with this device. The actual depth of the item, so that's how deep it is, looks to me to be at its narrowest round about 1 centimetre and its deepest around about 1.7 centimetres. So it gives you a rough idea. The price for this is actually pretty attractive, especially considering it's for a Mac, and B, it's actually made by Cherry. In the UK, the recommended retail price for this is £36, which, to be honest with you, is cheaper than a lot of the keyboards you can get, which are unbranded, and especially for something what is as well built as this. I'll just give you a rough idea. You're going to struggle bending that. You get a slight bend in it if you really push it, but it is, because it's got that metal frame, or at least the metal style in there, it does hold it together, and it is pretty sturdy. Okay, again, usage. This is designed for Mac, but just because it says Mac, it will actually work on a Windows-based PC. So if you did have two devices, one Windows-based and one Mac, it will work on both of them. Obviously, the only real differences, though, is these keys options down here, which obviously is not too much of a big deal. You just have to remember whether basically the correct key is. So for example, if you've got a Windows based device, you would press normally the second key or the first key from the control to get the start menu up, and on this one it's actually the command key, so it's the third one across, so it's not far off the same. All the other keys do pretty much the same thing. Again, it depends on obviously what layout you've got set up in Windows, but it will work on Windows and Mac, even though it is for Mac. But as you can see, nothing as such really lights up on here, other than obviously if you turn it on stuff like the caps lock, number locks and stuff like that, you will find that the different lights on there will light up, but otherwise it's got no backlighting or anything like that. So it is as it is. But these are laser etched keys, which basically means that they're going to be hardware and it's not just painted on, so it just doesn't come off, especially if you've got long nails or something like that, which is a common thing we see, especially with women who've got long nails. Don't get me wrong, some men do as well, but what they usually do is chip away at the actual paint on the keys, and obviously if you get dirt on your fingers and stuff like that, that can obviously cause it to basically act like a bit like sandpaper on the paint, and it rubs it off over time. But because it's lasered on basically, so the actual key, the writing is the key itself, so it's not actually extra paint what they've put on. But again, typing wise, as you can hear, it's pretty quiet apart from the space bar. That space bar is 2 to 3 times louder than the other keys there. Okay, so I've got the sound tester here so you can actually see how loud this keyboard is. As you can see, it's fluctuating quite a bit at the moment because I'm actually talking, and as you can see, it's going between roughly around about 70 and 80 decibels. But if we actually use the keyboard, or should I say, if I stop talking first, you'll see it lowers to around about 40 decibels. As you can see there, 39.1 is the room basically decibel level, so with all the stuff in. And again, when I'm talking, it jumps up to 70 to 80. So now I'm going to be quiet and just tap the standard keys on the keyboard so you can see how much noise they actually generate. So as you can see there, it only increases the decibel levels from around about 39 up to about 45. And again, that's just from that short distance away. But when you actually click on this space bar, have a look how loud or how high the decibel level actually goes on the meter. So as you can see there, the decibel level jumps from around about 39 to 40 decibels up to around about the 55 decibel range when you're pressing the spacebar, compared to the other keys around about 40 to 45 decibels. In comparison, just to give you a rough idea how loud that is, if we put that next to a mechanical keyboard, let me just move this one over here. Okay, this is just a Cooler Master mechanical keyboard I've just got on one side, so you'll be able to see the difference again. Room noise is around about 40 decibels. And as you can see, compared to a mechanical keyboard, it is very quiet. The mechanical keyboard, the decibel ratings went up to over 70 decibels at some point, compared to the Cherry keyboard, which drops down to around about that 40-45, unless you hit the space bar, and it could potentially go up to 55 decibels. So it gives you a rough idea the noise levels we're talking about here. Thanks for watching this video all the way to the end. Don't forget to press the subscribe button over here, that way you'll get all the latest news and all the reviews we do on a weekly basis. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.